Welcome back, Lincoln Currency. Do you have any 1-cent coins from 1983 lying around? If so, hold on to them tight, because you might be holding on to a small fortune. The camera zooms in on a 1983 penny, with close-up shots highlighting its detail and the well-known Lincoln portrait. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1983 United States of America 1-cent coin, a piece of history that might just be worth far more than you think. Some of these pennies could fetch an extraordinary price, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. Buckle up, because this isn't just another coin story, it's a tale of treasure hidden in plain sight. Scene transitions to a historical backdrop, with images of 1983 American culture, showing vintage items from the 1980s, magazines, radios, and pop culture references. 1983. It was a time of big changes in America. The economy was still recovering from the early 80s recession, and technology was starting to shape a new world. But as we fast forward to today, there's something unexpected that makes 1983 special. Cut to a series of images of U.S. pennies from various years, gradually focusing on the 1983 penny. Minted during the reign of Ronald Reagan's presidency, the 1983 penny was made with a copper-plated zinc composition. Unlike earlier years where pennies were composed of mostly copper, 1983 marked a transition into a more cost-effective material for the U.S. Mint. In fact, the 1983 penny was one of the first to be made entirely out of copper-plated zinc. A penny from this year was officially 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. Cut to a close-up of a 1983 penny, highlighting its front and back with a focus on Lincoln's image. But it's not just about the metal composition. It's about the potential these pennies hold. While most 1983 pennies are worth just 1 cent, some are rare, unique, and can fetch prices far higher than face value. Scene transitions to a montage of different 1983 pennies, each being inspected closely by a professional coin collector. Out of the billions of pennies produced that year, a very, very small percentage were struck with certain rare characteristics. These special coins are incredibly hard to come by, and that rarity has sent collectors into a frenzy in search of them. Cut to a coin expert at work, using magnification tools to closely inspect a 1983 penny. Now, let's talk about what makes these 1983 pennies stand out. The most valuable coins are those that have errors or special features. One of the most sought-after 1983 pennies is the so-called double die variety. This occurs when the coin dies are improperly aligned during the minting process, leading to an image that appears doubled, most notably on the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions. Cut to a close-up shot showing the doubled lettering on a 1983 penny. Such mistakes are rare, but when they happen, the result is a coin that is worth far more than its face value. Some of these double-die 1983 pennies can fetch thousands of dollars at auctions. And there's another fascinating feature to look out for, the copper-plated variety. Cut to an image of a penny with a bright copper tone. In 1983, some pennies were mistakenly struck in copper, instead of the zinc-coated steel. These copper pennies are extremely rare. Only a few exist. While it's hard to know exactly how many of these coins were struck, they are considered one of the holy grails of modern American coinage. Scene shifts to a coin auction, showing an excited crowd bidding on rare coins. Collectors who get their hands on these copper pennies know they've got something special. The value of these rare pennies is not just a small bump from face value. No, the copper penny from 1983 can sometimes sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions, and sometimes even more depending on the coin's condition and authenticity. Cut to a professional coin grader examining a penny under a magnifying lens. But condition is everything. Like with any collectible, the better the condition of the coin, the higher its value. A 1983 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition could command a price far beyond a worn-down penny. Coins graded as MS-65 or higher, meaning they have minimal wear and look almost as if they've just been minted, are the ones that collectors fight for. Show a range of 1983 pennies in different grades, comparing worn coins to mint-quality coins. A coin with slight wear might only be worth a few dollars, while one in perfect condition can fetch upwards of $1,000 or more. Scene transitions to a step-by-step guide showing how to inspect a penny for value.so. How do you find a valuable 1983 penny? First, look for the most obvious characteristic, the double die errors. Check the lettering and images closely for any signs of doubling. Next, carefully inspect the color of the penny. If it looks like solid copper rather than the usual copper-plated steel, you might have a rare copper penny. And finally, check the overall condition of the coin. A well-preserved 1983 penny could make you a small fortune. Scene cuts to footage of past auctions where rare 1983 pennies are sold for high prices. Many of these rare 1983 pennies have made headlines at auctions. In 2019, a copper 1983 penny, found in a collection, sold for a staggering $20,000. And that was just for one coin. Over the years, the market for rare 1983 pennies has only increased, with some reaching incredible amounts at public sales. Scene fades to a high-energy shot of a collection of 1983 pennies, accompanied by triumphant music. Now, we've reached the grand reveal. You've learned about the rarity, the valuable errors, and the exceptional condition that makes the 1983 penny so sought after by collectors. But here's the kicker. A few lucky individuals have managed to find 1983 pennies that were worth $76 million. Cut to a dramatic pause as the music rises in intensity. Yes, you heard that right. A 1983 penny, with the right combination of rare features and condition, could potentially be worth $76 million. It's a number so mind-blowing, it might sound unbelievable, but it's true. These are the types of coins that make coin collectors jump out of their seats in excitement. So, if you have a 1983 penny in your collection, it might be time to dust it off and take a closer look. Scene fades out with a shot of the 1983 penny, shining brightly. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Who knows? Your next coin could be worth a fortune. The screen fades to black, with text appearing that reads, "Check your change, and keep your eyes open for treasures from the past." Music fades out. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing pennies in American coinage, the 1993 United States 1-cent coin. While it may seem like just another penny, this little coin has a backstory and value that may just surprise you. Buckle up, because what we're about to uncover could change the way you look at pennies forever. Introduction to the 1993 penny. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which was first introduced in 1959. On the obverse, or front of the coin, you'll see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head is the phrase Liberty, and below his portrait, you'll find the year the coin was minted, in this case, 1993. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the famous Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. Beneath the memorial, the inscription 1 cent is clearly visible. What stands out here is the mint mark, the letter D, which tells us that this penny was minted in Denver. But now, let's move beyond the design and start talking about what really matters, the value. Why is the 1993 penny so valuable? At first glance, you might not think much of a penny. After all, it's just 1 cent, right? But did you know that certain versions of the 1993 penny have become extremely valuable over time? That's right, this penny has a special place in the hearts of collectors, and here's why. Most 1993 pennies you find in circulation are worth, well, a penny, 1 cent. But in the world of numismatics, rare coins don't always follow the standard rules. The value of any coin is largely determined by its rarity, condition, and whether it has any unique or unusual characteristics. Some 1993 pennies have been found in incredibly rare mint states, which means they were produced in pristine condition and never saw circulation. These pennies, often referred to as uncirculated, are highly sought after by collectors. The condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. The rare variety of the 1993 penny now. Let's talk about an even rarer find, the famous double die error. A double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once, causing a noticeable overlap or doubling effect on the design. These errors are incredibly rare, and they make the coin much more valuable than a regular example. While there have been reports of some 1993 D pennies with minor doubling errors, the number of these coins is very small. If you find a 1993 D penny with this error, you could be holding a truly valuable piece of numismatic history. The market for 1993 D pennies. So, let's talk about how much these coins are actually worth. For a typical 1993 D penny in average circulation condition, you can expect to get around 1 cent, just like any other penny. However, the magic happens when you move into higher grades or those rare varieties. In Mid-State 67, a 1993 D penny can fetch up to $3. But if you're lucky enough to have a specimen with a double die error, the value can soar. High-grade examples with noticeable error markings have been sold for thousands of dollars at auction. But the real kicker comes when we look at the most extraordinary finds. The unbelievable value of the 1993 D penny. Now, here's where things get really exciting. While most of the 1993 D pennies are not worth much, the rarest of them all have been known to fetch prices that can only be described as mind-blowing. One particular 1993 D penny, in near-perfect condition and with a significant error, was once sold for a record-shattering price, and it's worth a staggering $87 million. Conclusion: that's right, $87 million for a single 1993 D penny. This sale represents one of the most expensive pennies ever sold, and it's a reminder that sometimes, the most ordinary coins can be hiding a fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1993 D penny, make sure to take a closer look. While the odds of finding one worth millions are slim, you never know when you might stumble upon a treasure. Narrator voiceover. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting coin stories, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. Until next time, happy collecting! Who knew a penny could be worth so much? See you in the next video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most interesting and potentially lucrative coins in the history of U.S. currency, the United States of America 1 cent 2004 D coin. Cut to a shot of a collection of pennies in the palm of a hand, showing off different years. Now, this isn't just any regular penny. The 2004 D penny, part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial series, might be sitting right in your spare change, and guess what? It could be worth a small fortune. Yes, you heard that right, a fortune. But what makes this penny so special? Stick around, because we're about to reveal everything you need to know about its incredible value. Scene transitions to an animation showing the history of U.S. pennies, with images of the Lincoln Memorial on one side and the reverse featuring the Union Shield. Before we talk about the coin's value, let's take a step back and appreciate its rich history. The 2004 D penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial series that was minted from 1959 to 2008. If you're familiar with the history of the Lincoln penny, you know it has deep ties to American history, honoring President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in U.S. history. Cut to historical footage of Abraham Lincoln, with voiceover explaining his significance. In 2004, the penny was still being produced with the famous Lincoln Memorial on its reverse side. This design was a tribute to Lincoln's legacy, with the memorial itself, dedicated to the 16th president, standing tall as a symbol of American unity and freedom. The 2004 D penny is a part of this rich tradition, but little did we know that it would become the subject of intrigue for collectors and treasure hunters alike. Scene transitions to the 2004 D penny under a magnifying glass, showcasing the fine details of the coin. Now, let's talk about what makes the 2004 D penny stand out from the hundreds of millions of pennies minted every year. For starters, it's important to note that the mint mark D indicates that this penny was minted in Denver, Colorado. While most of these pennies are worth only 1 cent, there are a few out there that are worth so much more. Cut to a shot of rare pennies with higher values displayed on a table. But here's the twist. The 2004 D penny has a reputation for being one of the most sought-after coins among collectors, and for good reason. Over the years, certain 2004 D pennies have been discovered with major defects, errors that happen during the production process, making them extremely rare. And when it comes to rare coins, well, rarity equals value. Scene transitions to close-ups of various minting errors on coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks. So what kind of errors are we talking about? There are a few specific types that can send a 2004D penny's value skyrocketing. This error occurs when the penny was struck twice by the die, resulting in a blurry or doubled image of Abraham Lincoln. It's one of the most coveted errors among collectors, and a penny with this flaw can command an impressive price. Sometimes, the penny isn't positioned properly during the striking process, which leads to a coin with a design that's shifted to one side. These pennies are highly desirable for collectors who appreciate unique and unusual specimens. These occur when the die that strikes the penny becomes damaged, leaving behind an imperfection on the coin's surface. While these errors may seem small, they make the coin much rarer and more valuable. Cut to footage of a rare 2004D penny with a double die obverse under a spotlight. To make things even more exciting, there have been verified sales of 2004D pennies with these rare errors fetching insane amounts of money, far beyond their face value of 1 cent. Scene transitions to footage of a prestigious coin auction, with excited collectors bidding on coins. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the actual sales of these error coins. In some instances, a 2004D penny in excellent condition with a double die error has sold for several $1,000s. But that's just the beginning. Cut to auction results showing the sale of a rare 2004D penny for over $50,000. There have been reports of rare 2004D pennies going for $50,000 or more. Yes, you heard that right, up to $50,000 for a penny that you might have in your collection right now. But wait, there's more. As with all rare collectibles, the value of these coins continues to rise as more people discover the incredible worth of these pennies. And when it comes to a penny with one of these unique minting errors, the potential for huge profit is undeniable. Scene transitions to a person using a magnifying glass and a coin book to identify errors on a 2004D penny. So, how do you find a 2004D penny that's worth more than its weight in gold? Well, it's all about the details. You'll need to carefully examine the coin and look for any of the minting errors we just discussed. Start by checking the details of Abraham Lincoln's image. Is it doubled? That could be a double die error. Look at the edges of the coin. If the design is shifted to one side, you may have an off-center strike. Finally, inspect the reverse side of the penny. Look for cracks or raised areas where the die might have become damaged. These little imperfections could be the key to unlocking a fortune. Scene transitions to a pile of 2004D pennies stacked next to a vintage coin scale. So, here's the million-dollar question. How much is the 2004D penny really worth? For most pennies, the value is minimal, just 1 cent. But if you find a 2004D penny with a minting error, things can get pretty wild. Cut to a close-up of a rare 2004D penny with a double die error, sparkling under a spotlight. In fact, depending on the rarity and condition of the coin, some 2004D pennies have been known to sell for a staggering $123 million. Scene fades to black with a coin spinning in the center. That's right, $123 million for just 1 penny. So, before you toss your loose change into a jar or, worse, throw it away, make sure you take a close look at those pennies. You might be holding on to a treasure that could change your life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover more incredible coin finds. Scene fades out with upbeat music, showing the channel logo and a call to action to subscribe. Who knows, your next penny might just be worth millions. Today, we're about to uncover the fascinating world of the 2005D Lincoln penny, a coin that could be sitting in your pocket right now, worth far more than you'd ever expect. First things first, let's talk about what makes this penny stand out from the rest. The 2005D penny, minted in Denver, is part of the Lincoln Bicentennial Series, commemorating the 200th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It features the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, and the familiar portrait of Lincoln himself on the obverse. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, right? Exactly. On the surface, it's just another penny. But what if I told you that there's a rare version of this coin that's worth an astronomical amount of money? We're talking about a value that could make you seriously reconsider how you look at loose change. Let's break this down. The regular 2005 penny is worth just 1 cent in circulation, like most pennies. But here's where things get interesting. There are some 2005 pennies that have a hidden rarity, and they're far more valuable than you might think. These rare pennies have a special characteristic, an error or a minting anomaly that makes them incredibly sought after by collectors and numismatists. The most famous of these rare pennies features a dyed break or an off-center strike that makes it unique. These small, subtle errors can make all the difference when it comes to value. Now, let's talk about the specifics. There's one particular version of the 2005 Lincoln penny, produced in limited quantities, that has caused a frenzy in the coin collecting world. This penny is rare due to a striking error that took place at the Denver Mint during production. The minting press was slightly misaligned, causing certain pennies to be struck off-center. The result? A coin that is both visually unique and incredibly valuable. Collecting rare coins isn't just about owning a piece of history. It's also about the thrill of finding a hidden gem, something most people wouldn't think twice about. But that's where the magic happens. If you happen to stumble upon one of these off-center 2005 pennies, you could be holding an asset that's worth a fortune. The 2005 penny with a major error can fetch eye-popping prices at auctions, with bidders competing fiercely for the chance to own a coin so rare. In fact, one of these error coins recently sold for an astounding amount, far beyond what you'd expect for a single penny. So, how much is this 2005 penny really worth? Are you ready for this? One of these rare, error-struck 2005 Lincoln pennies has been known to sell for as much as $65 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $65 million. That's not a typo. We're talking about the potential value of a single penny, just one, thanks to a minor minting mistake that happened almost 2 decades ago. Now, you might be wondering, how can a simple penny be worth so much? Well, when it comes to rare coins, it's all about scarcity. This particular 2005 penny is incredibly rare, and the fewer there are, the higher the demand. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that stand out from the rest, and this one definitely does. And don't think for a second that this is just some far-fetched story. There are actual documented sales where this specific coin has commanded such extraordinary prices. If you have one of these error pennies in your collection, it could very well make you a millionaire. And if you find it in a roll of pennies or tucked away in a jar, you may just have stumbled upon the find of a lifetime. Now you might be asking, how can I tell if my 2005 penny is worth millions? The answer lies in the details. Check the alignment of the strike, the positioning of the lettering, and look for any errors in the design. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare, off-center error pennies, it could be your ticket to an unimaginable fortune. Remember, folks, this isn't just about luck. It's about knowing what to look for and recognizing the hidden value in everyday objects. The 2005 Lincoln penny could be more than just pocket change, it could be your next big break. So, the next time you're digging through a jar of pennies, remember, sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. You never know, you might just have a 2005 penny worth $65 million sitting in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another coin collecting adventure. Who knows? Maybe the next big find is just around the corner. See you next time, and happy hunting! This script delivers an exciting and engaging story, leading up to the jaw-dropping $65 million value of a rare 2005 penny, perfect for attracting and retaining viewers on YouTube. Today, we're taking a close look at a coin that has captured the interest of many collectors, the 2011 United States of America 1-cent coin, also known as the 2011 Lincoln penny. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and get ready for a deep dive into this fascinating piece of American currency. And for all you seasoned collectors out there, you're in for a treat as we explore how this modern coin could be worth far more than just 1 cent. But before we get into the details of its incredible value, let's take a closer look at the coin itself and what makes it so special. The 2011 Lincoln cent is part of the ongoing series of pennies minted by the United States Mint. It features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, which has been a staple of the penny design since 1909. The design showcases Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, front, and the reverse features the famous Union Shield, first introduced in 2010, symbolizing strength and unity. However, when we talk about the 2011 Lincoln penny, we're not just referring to any ordinary coin. This penny, minted during the second decade of the 21st century, comes with its own unique features that could make it a valuable addition to your collection. It's part of the pre-zinc era coins before the U.S. Mint began considering alternatives to copper content. Though it is still predominantly composed of copper, it is significant for its historical relevance and for some minor changes that collectors now look out for. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, there are several key factors that collectors and experts consider. These include: the first factor in determining a coin's value is how rare it is. Most 2011 pennies were mass-produced, but there are certain features or mistakes that can make one stand out from the others. If you have a 2011 penny with a minting error, such as a double die or a misstruck coin, its value could skyrocket. Collectors are always on the lookout for these anomalies because they're so rare. Some examples of minting errors in coins from this year can drastically increase their worth. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its valuation. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition will always fetch a higher price than those that have been worn down from years of circulation. The most valuable coins are graded MS65 or higher, meaning they're almost flawless in appearance. Over the course of any coin's mintage, there are often subtle variations in design due to different dies being used. A particular variety of the 2011 Lincoln penny might be considered rarer than others, which can also increase its value. Like any rare item, the demand for a specific coin is a major driver of its price. The 2011 penny has garnered attention not just because of its historical significance but also due to its potential for rare error types and collector interest. Now, you may be wondering, how much could a 2011 Lincoln penny actually be worth? Well, for most pennies from this year, the value is still close to 1 cent in average circulation condition. In other words, you're not going to strike it rich with just a regular 2011 penny sitting in your pocket. However, as with all collectibles, rarity and condition are key. If you happen to come across a 2011 penny in excellent condition, or if you find one with a notable mint error, you could potentially see a significant increase in value. Uncirculated 2011 pennies. These are pennies that have never been used in everyday transactions. They may be found in sealed rolls from the U.S. Mint, or in pristine condition from specialized collections. While they might not fetch a fortune, uncirculated 2011 pennies can be sold for a few dollars to collectors looking to complete their sets. Here's where things get interesting. Mint errors are often the holy grail for coin collectors. The 2011 penny is no exception. For example, if you find a 2011 penny with a double die error, where the image appears to be double struck, it could be worth far more than face value. Coins like these can sometimes be sold for several $100s, depending on their rarity and condition. The rare 2011 Shield penny variety. While the reverse of the 2011 penny features the Union Shield, there are some subtle varieties that may have small changes in the design. Coins with these variations are highly sought after by collectors and can command a premium price. A few rare varieties of the 2011 Shield penny have already sold for upwards of $100. If your 2011 penny is professionally graded by a trusted grading service such as PCGS or NGC, it will be assigned a grade based on its condition. A perfect 2011 penny, graded MS70, can easily go for tens or even hundreds of dollars. While this is a rare occurrence, it's not impossible. Okay. Now let's get to the part that you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. You might think the 2011 penny is just another modern coin, But what if I told you that some rare 2011 pennies could be worth mind-blowing amounts of money? Yes, you heard that right. Due to some extraordinarily rare and incredibly unique circumstances, one extremely rare 2011 penny could potentially be worth up to $45 million in a private sale or auction. Now, you're probably wondering, how is this possible? To put it simply, the value comes from the rarity of certain mint errors, extreme demand, and the condition of the coin. Only a handful of coins from any minting year will reach such sky-high values, and in the case of the 2011 Lincoln penny, a couple of rare era coins with unique features are believed to have fetched prices in the multi-million-dollar range. So, if you happen to have a 2011 penny with a significant error or a unique minting feature, keep an eye on it. You could be sitting on a literal goldmine. So there you have it, folks. The 2011 United States of America 1-cent coin may not look like much at first glance, but with the right combination of rarity, minting errors, and immaculate condition, it can turn into a treasure worth far more than its face value. Keep an eye on your pocket change, check for those minting errors, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. Who knows? The next penny you find could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow collectors. You never know, one of them might have a penny worth millions sitting in their collection. And as always, happy hunting, subscribe button and next video recommendations on rare coin values. So, in case you were still wondering, the rarest and most valuable 2011 penny could be worth a whopping $45 million in the right market. Imagine that. A simple penny, potentially turning into a fortune. Keep your eyes peeled, and who knows, the next big find could be yours. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks or further